Your connection to everything social. Socialnetworkradio.com.
And it's really sad. I think about when I was younger, I'm in high school, and my friend was kind of making fun of someone else because, their dog had cancer and all this crazy stuff with it. I don't know how dogs get cancer. And he's like, yeah, it's going to cost like $1,200 for his chemo or whatever it is that they give the dogs to try to save them. And my buddy, he was kind of like a good old boy, raised in the country kind of kid. And he's like, you could do that, or, bullet only costs 50 cents. And it wasn't really funny. It was kind of cruel at the time. But I tell you, those words were like stuck in my head because I'm looking at this estimate from the vet saying, yeah, it's going to be $1,300 for this. And I could just hear that echoing in the back of my mind. A bullet's only 50 cents. And I mean, you're never really going to do it, but you're just thinking, my God. And even if they put the cat down, you have to pay for that.
It's kind of like it's not like you can explain to the cat, well, listen, Fluffy.
Listen, sorry.
$500 is what $1,000 is the cost of a new laptop. And
what's the limit exactly? Yeah. I mean, if it costs $10,000 to fix your cat, sorry, cat, you're not.
The most at one time I spent was $2,600 on
$2,600.
But that was the sixth surgery that cat had. So over the life of that one cat, I had it for 12 years. I probably spent a good $4,000 or $5,000. I mean, like anyone who gets a pet and thinks that the cost of the pet is food and water and maybe an occasional vet visit is so mistaken that the first time you get that $1,000 vet bill, you're like, I am keeping Fluffy forever because I have invested more money in Fluffy than I have.
That's
in
what
my
it
own.
is. Your pet becomes an investment. You say it's $2,600 and now I'm running 87 octane in my tank for the next 3 years to pay for the difference of this stupid cat. Anyway, so this chick had 25 cats
or more or something, but and she thought that would scare me away. She was like trying to reveal a little bit about herself. And I love animals. It was kind of a test. And you know what? I thought she had a really great heart. And I've met girls like that before. And I feel bad for them because their hearts bleed for all these animals. And then, and they just take in a bunch of... Anyway, partially her fault because she didn't have them neutered. Anyway, forget about the cats. The girl was extremely, extremely curvy, sexy, beautiful, had a great personality, fun. We had a lot of similar interests. I wasn't really thinking.
And she's working her way through college. That's why she works at a strip club.
Right. She has learned a few things about being charming in that time period. And I was kind of in fantasy land. I'm like, I think she really likes me.
Okay.
So anyway, worse came to worse. And me being a cheap bastard, I told her I wasn't going to get a dance, but she was going to get another drink, and I offered to pay for it. And, miracle upon miracle happening here for me. She's like, okay, well, if you buy me a drink, I'll give you a dance. I'll throw in a dance on top of it. Which
cool. So you get buy a drink and get a free dance deal.
Well, the drink is less than $20. So
okay, cool.
That was like a discount. Score, right? And she didn't make any money from the drink anyway. So.
Right. Well, and she's hung out with you for a while at this point, right?
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, any dancer that hangs out with a guy for an hour and a half and doesn't get any money from him either really, really hates her job, and true, granted, enough of them do, or she has a genuine interest in you. So there's definitely both.
And at this time, I had already told her, she said, I got to go make some money. And I said, hey, I want you to go make some money. And I actually put my arms around her and was just like, you are turning me on so much that I think I should probably get a dance from you right now. She said, well, I know you only have $20 in your wallet.
She knows how much money you have in your wallet
I'm
already?
A baller. Well, because I showed her that I was broke or something that.
Oh, my God.
As my self-defense.
Pulling the lint out of his pockets, turning him at, see, there's nothing here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Little did she know you have a secret compartment in your belt where you keep $10,000 all the time.
Actually, funny enough, I did put the cash in my left pocket, so I had nothing in my wallet. So she's like, well, if you just buy me a drink with the last 20, I'll give you a dance. And she didn't make any money off that.
And I'm a single parent of a crack-addicted baby, and I have to feed him dog food because he's starving. So give me a free dance, please.
Well, and I told her something about, my friend Cammie did walk up and said, hey, this is my friend Neo. He owns a castle in Havasu.
Castle.
He's really awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a very nice compliment.
Yeah, and you played that whole thing up.
Yeah, something about my time in the Navy SEALs and the work that I had done as
Navy SEALs,
as I'd done as a famous plastic surgeon and whatnot. And anyway, so we go over to the couch. She moves me over to the couch to give me a dance, and we're just sitting there, and I feel a real strong vibe with this girl. And you know me, I normally have very little tolerance for strippers in general. I mean, I've been around enough of them to know that it's pretty much a waste of my time, and most of them I'm not going to legitimately connect with. And so, I'm getting the dance from this girl, and she's every bit as gorgeous as I thought she would be. And so after the dance, I tell her that we need to meet each other again.
Need help figuring out the man or woman in your life? Listen to Social Network Radio any time of day or night for the answers you've been looking for.
And she's like, look, I don't want to lead you on. And she's like, I would consider maybe even going out with you, but, why don't you come back into the club again?
Why don't you come see me at work?
Yeah, come see me at work
and
like a client.
Bring some money next time.
Yeah. And I told her, and I'm like, no, screw that. All right? We are seeing each other again. You think this type of connection happens like all the time? I'm like, we're going to see each other again. And she's like, okay. And she gave me her phone number. And I played it off and put it in my phone all discreet and
You
sly.
played your strong personality, dominant male, take charge kind of role, and that's what she responded to.
That's right. She wanted to really know that I was really into her, and I was really into her at that point. Like, I was like, no, we need to hang out because we're having such a good time right now. And she did tell me I made her night and that she's so happy she'll probably make a lot of money and that every other guy would just be boring compared to me. And all those compliments really went to my head, obviously, because I'm losing some modesty. Anyway, on the way out, so I'm giving her a big hug, and it was obvious that we didn't want to like split up. But hey, it's like almost 4 a.m. and there's not much else to do in there, and I'm not really interested in talking to any other girls. And I just look at her. I'm just, our faces are like 2 inches apart. And I look at her and I'm like, I just want to kiss you so bad right now. And she just leaned in and made out with me. And that was the second miracle of the night, maybe the third. I think the dance and her buying herself a drink and then giving me her number and making out with me. I mean, overall, I think you put it best earlier when you said something to the effect of, hey, you could have went to a bar, bought a girl a drink, made out with her, and had the same experience for the same price.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just a matter of where you choose to hang out because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the strip clubs, although I will point something out here, and this is a definite learning experience.
But you have to admit, that was like a miracle. That was a miracle in that environment.
Definitely, because a dancer, stripper is not going to make out with with anybody, really, most of the time. I mean, they'll give you a lap dance. I mean, there's all kinds of, I shouldn't say all kinds, but in rare cases, there are some other things going on in the VIP room, which technically are not supposed to happen in Clark County. But whatever, people do what they're going to choose to. The thing about it is that's a genuine indication there that she really does have something for you beyond, hey, let me get into your wallet and get some money. I mean, she makes out with you. Hopefully she's not just making out with every random guy, but then again, who knows? But in a club, same scenario. So you just chose this location. And here's something that I do want to point out. As much as I'm not a fan of strip clubs, there's definitely one thing that can be learned there. If you want to know what it's like to be a very attractive female and have guys talk to you for no reason other than to basically get in your pants, go to a strip club and think of the money in your pocket as being the same thing that an attractive woman has to guys. And you'll find out really quick that most of the dancers in that club want one thing from you only, and that's money. Just think about what it's like for a woman who's walking around with a very appealing physical appearance, and guys are immediately looking at her and saying, ooh, I want something from her right now. I want to have sex with her. That's the closest thing I can think of. Because when I go into a strip club, it's like vultures. It's like I can't beat these women off with a stick, but they don't care about anything except getting money from me, except in rare cases where you actually do hold a conversation with them, you get to know them. And I've dated a few dancers before, not from the club, but girls who I honestly didn't know were dancers until we started going out. In any case, you got something a little more genuine here. What's the deal? You're following up? You're calling this girl?
Well, I'll just say, too, I think part of the reason that happened was, I went out. My state was okay. I went out with the intention of, hey, you know what? If there is an absolutely gorgeous girl at this club, I'm going to approach her. Hopefully there'll be, somebody worth talking to, and I'm not just, killing some time. And I was actually legitimately going to go to another club and meet up with some other friends on the strip with my buddy Josh. And so once Josh disappeared and everything, the thing is that once I met up with Josh, he amped my state so much because I love this guy like my brother, and we were having such a good time. And he's naturally such a cool, charismatic alpha guy that is unbelievably witty, unbelievably just naturally charming. Doesn't know, hasn't studied a lot of personal development. He just knows what he wants, and he just focuses on that and talks about it, and he's just, naturally go with the girls. So just hanging out with him amped my vibe and put me in such an awesome state. And even the girl that I was with said at the end of our interaction, wow, you've made me so happy, and I feel so good right now that, I know I'm going to make a lot of money tonight. And it was like I just passed on that same awesome vibe. And
it really amped your game, almost as much as money amps your game.
That's right. Money is the ultimate catalyst to my game.
Money and good looks are two of the most valuable things you can have. But if you don't...
Luckily, I only use them under sincere, like, real emergencies. I don't actually...
Under real emergencies.
Yeah,
my God.
Maximize your social life. SocialNetworkRadio.com.